Hey everyone, we're Team 4, and for our article summary number 2, we will be discussing the article Design Thinking Comes of Age by John Kolko. So I'm I'm Matthew Sakolowski.
I'm Isabel Basulto.
I'm Isabel Medinilla.
I'm Jacob Storm.
So there has been a shift where design is starting to become the focal point of many large organizations. And it's not about aesthetics, but instead it's about applying the principles of design to the way people work. Instead of design being a specific role in design-centric organizations, it's a set of principles that affects everyone throughout the organization. This newer approach is mostly in response to the increasing complexity of modern technology and business. Companies deal with varying levels of complexity. For example, redesigning a new healthcare delivery system is going to be much more complex than redesigning a shoe. But regardless of the varying complexities that companies deal with, the one thing they all have in common is that people will need help making sense of them. To make better sense of things, people need their interactions with complex systems and technologies to be simple, intuitive, and pleasurable. To obtain these desired interactions with consumers, companies use a set of principles known as design thinking. These principles are having empathy with users, having discipline of prototyping, and having a tolerance for failure. And we'll be expanding on each of these principles later throughout our presentation. And it is important for organizations to be design centric because it can help them differentiate themselves in highly competitive markets, as well as it can help their products go beyond just their functionality. So, to use a design centric strategy, companies have to understand different ways to engage with their customers. Two main ways companies can better connect with consumers is by using the traditional value proposition and the emotional value proposition. The traditional value proposition mainly focuses on utility and function, and it emphasizes the practical benefits that that a product will provide. To provide a better understanding of this idea, an example of this would be that Lexus would highlight the reliability, safety, and performance of their vehicles. On the other hand, the emotional value proposition goes beyond the practical benefits of a product, and instead it is used to provide an emotional experience and create a closer connection with the user. An example of this would be that Lexus would highlight the luxury and status of their vehicles to appeal to the emotions of consumers. In relation to this strategy, companies are using emotional language such as desires, experience, and engagement as strategies to define their products. And this helps to highlight how a user will feel when using their product instead of just highlighting the utility of the product. Emotional propositions are especially important to engage with consumers because it can help lead to a more loyal consumer base, which is essential for the long-term success of any business.
This slide covers key practices in design-focused companies like understanding users, testing ideas, learning from failure, and keeping design simple. Empathy for users. Design-focused companies try to really understand what users want and how they feel. They want to connect with you on an emotional level. An example of this would be the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs made a customer journey map to see the emotional highs and lows veterans go through. This helped them improve how they care for veterans. Prototyping and experimentation. Prototypes are early models of ideas that teams can actually touch and test. They help turn ideas into real things, making it easier to see what works and what doesn't. An example of this would be at MIT Media Lab, they believe in demo or die, meaning prototypes are essential for learning and testing new ideas. Tolerance for failure. Companies with a design focus accept that failure is part of creating something new. They see mistakes as ways to learn and improve. An example of this would be Apple views failure as part of their creative processes. They learn from mistakes to make their products better.
Companies trying to change to a design-centric organization. IBM has made significant strides toward becoming a design-centric organization. Bridget Van Kralingen, the senior vice president of IBM Global Business Services, once stated, "There's no longer any real distinction between business strategy and the design of user experience." This statement highlights IBM's belief that user-centric design is integral to its overall strategy. To reinforce this vision, IBM invested $100 million to launch a state-of-the-art design studio in Austin, Texas. The goal of this studio was to embed user-centric design principles throughout its software and business practices. This shift aimed to enhance user experience and promote innovation. Notably, the design studio fostered a culture that tolerated failure, encouraging teams to learn and iterate from mistakes, which ultimately drove for more effective and creative solutions. General Electric, or GE, has also embarked on the journey to become a design-centric organization. Dave Cronin, GE's executive design director, highlighted the challenges faced in applying design practices across a vast organization. To support this transition, GE partnered with experts like Frog Design, where the author of this article previously worked and contributed to GE's redesign efforts, to integrate user-focused approaches into their processes. This shift has enhanced innovation and problem-solving capabilities, which strengthens GE's position within their industry. Similarly, leading consulting firms have recognized the value of design thinking. Deloitte, Accenture, and McKinsey have all acquired specialized design firms to expand their service capabilities. Deloitte acquired Doblin, Accenture acquired Fjord, and McKinsey acquired Lunar. These strategic acquisitions underscore the fact that design thinking is now an essential part of high-value consulting, providing them with the tools to better solve client problems through innovative, user-centered strategies.
This slide covers the main challenges companies face when building a design-focused culture, including handling complexity, risk, and setting realistic expectations. Accepting complexity and ambiguity. Design work doesn't always have clear results, which can be tough for companies focused on traditional metrics like ROI. Example, in theme parks, design is a big investment with no guaranteed profit. Leaders have to trust it will improve the experience. Embracing risk and uncertainty. Innovation involves taking risks, even if it might fail. Design-focused companies encourage employees to be creative and take chances. Leaders should create a safe space for bold ideas and exploration. Managing expectations. Design can solve many issues, but it isn't a fix for everything. Companies need to know design limits. Example, GE realized that while design helps innovation, it can't solve all business challenges.
Now on to our multiple choice questions. Question number 1. Why is design thinking important in today's business environment? A, it's a way for companies to reduce costs by cutting corners in product development. B, it helps companies create products that are functional, but not necessarily emotionally engaging. C, it helps companies simplify complex technology and create intuitive and user-friendly experiences. Or D, to focus primarily on the aesthetic appeal of the products. If you answered C, that would be correct. It helps companies simplify complex technology and create intuitive and user-friendly experiences. Question number 2. What is the primary focus of traditional value proposition? A, creating an emotional connection with the customer. B, offering a luxurious experience for the user. C, highlighting the practical benefits and functionality of a product. Or D, improving the design of the product. The correct answer is C, highlighting the practical benefits and functionality of the product. Question number 3. Which of the following is a principle of design thinking that supports innovation? A, always follow a strict plan. B, emphasize cost cutting over quality. C, prototype ideas, explore potential solutions. Or D, avoiding collaboration to maintain individual ideas. The correct answer is C. Question number 4. What do the acquisitions from the Deloitte, Accenture, and McKinsey suggest about the importance of design thinking? A, design thinking is being replaced by traditional problem-solving approaches. B, design thinking is now considered essential for high-value consulting firms to enhance their service offerings. C, these firms are moving away from innovation and focusing on cost-cutting strategies. Or D, design thinking only benefits small, creative agencies, not large consulting firms. The correct answer is B. Design thinking is now considered essential for high-value consulting firms to enhance their service offerings.